Hello and welcome back to Talk of the Tynesiders. Today, I'm joined by Gateshead's assistant manager, Ian Watson. Ian, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. All good. How are you?
Doing all right. Thank you very much for asking.
Good.
So, firstly, just a quick thing to kick us off. How did you become Gateshead assistant manager, and what got you into all that?
So my background's slightly different in terms of coaching. I was a strength and conditioning coach, and I fell lucky under Malcolm Crosby to get the job full time. Richard and Julie were in charge then. So I was strength and conditioning coach, and then Neil Aspin came in. He kept me on and made me a bit more full time around the club and stuff. And then Steve Watson came in, and again, kind of my role projected from there. And then when Steve decided he was leaving, obviously Ben was the next in line to sort of look after the lads. And me and Ben had built up a really, really good relationship. So he'd asked me to come in and help him. I was still playing at the time, so it wasn't even a hard decision, to be honest. It was just to help Ben out and help the club out, and it was just supposed to be for a few weeks, if anything, really nothing long term, just to see the season out. And then I got into the role with Ben and Mike, and here I am now, still doing it.
Very good. Now, of course, the season that should still be going on now was, of course, null and voided. So, from an on-field perspective, were you disappointed that it came to an end?
Yeah, because we put a lot of work into this season, going all the way back to pre-season. Really, we had the playoffs. The boys done unbelievable in the playoffs. We fell short on the day, and then we were straight back to pre-season. The boys didn't really get too long off, to be honest. We put a lot of work in terms of coaching, in terms of how we wanted to play. We really sort of built on our philosophy and the way we wanted the whole club to run. Really, from we speak to the chairman regularly. We've got a really good relationship with the chairman, so the whole club running through to the academy, and we do a lot of work on that, and we do a lot of work on the training pitch. And to be fair to the boys, they're an unbelievable group to coach, and it's disappointing for them knowing how much work they've put into everything, like the fitness, the tactical, the technical, the psychological side of things as well. So it was really disappointing for everyone when it got curtailed.
Yeah, but on that note, how are operations going for next season?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Within the group that we've got, we, as a management team, we always try to look at the positives, and it's never a case of when something does happen that we look at the negatives. We'll always try and find the positives, and the positives was that we're going to get this time now to put work into everything really that we wouldn't normally get. So we've been doing sort of presentations for the boys. Ranging from everything really, psychology through to tactics. Then we got the boys to do some of their own presentations, and obviously recruitment's massive, so it's give us a good chance to sort of sit back and have a look at possibly where we need to build and where we need to strengthen. And hopefully next season, that not that there is ever any excuses, there'll be certainly no excuses that you didn't have time to get prepared for the season.
Would you say the expectation is playoffs or promotion for next season?
We have a thing where we don't really talk about two distant goals. We always just focus on the next session. So tomorrow hopefully will be the best day that we could possibly get out of it, and we'll squeeze as much juice out of that day as that we possibly can. But obviously people and supporters want to know what the ambition is, and of course the ambition is to get promoted, because every game you play, you want to win every single game, and you expect to win every single game that you play. You don't go into a game thinking, well, we're going to get beat today. You think we're going to win today. So if that's the expectation in every game, then of course promotion is the expectation. If that's through playoffs or that's through automatic, regardless, me personally, from my point of view, I'm absolutely desperate to get this club back up to conference football. In terms of the way that we got relegated, I felt was really unfair. I know the club had done so much to get to the conference, and the players, the staff, and everything over the years. So from a personal point of view, I'm desperate to get the club back to conference, and I know Mike's exactly the same. We want to try and push this club forward as best we possibly can, really.
Now, of course, in the news recently at Gateshead has been the launch of the new academy system. So what are your thoughts on all that?
Yeah, it's brilliant. You need the building blocks within the club, and ideally for us, and it might be a bit of a long shot, but we want to have a team of 20 where 10 of them have come through the academy system. So we want to get the best possible players that we can in the area, and have them come through Gateshead all the way. So our philosophy, our style of play, we want that bred all the way through, from sort of anywhere under 10 all the way through the first team. And if you've got lads who are coming all the way through the system with that same philosophy that the coaches are coaching them, and the same style of play, then they're going to come through the first team and they're just going to know the club inside out. And if we can have a team full of academy players, like that's the dream, really. It'll be perfect for everyone.
Certainly will be. And just to sum things up, is there anything you'd like to say to the supporters who, of course, have been waiting patiently at home and wanting desperate to get back in the Gis?
Yeah, we're desperate for them to come back, and it's hard at times, like obviously when they're not getting the games and they're just watching them on the screen, and they don't know sometimes what's been going on and stuff like that. It's frustrating for them, and when results don't go your way, it gets tough for them because they're not at the ground to sort of to take in the atmosphere and support the boys on. So I'm not just talking about Gateshead here. I think it's becoming a thing, where a lot of supporters are getting frustrated, so they air their opinion out on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating for us because we're desperate for the supporters back. Yet Gateshead's a really special club because of the relationship that we have with the fans, and to have that taken away from us it's been really tough for the staff. It's been really tough for the players. We're desperate to get them back in. We appreciate everything they do for us. We've got the best supporters around. I fully believe that, and we're desperate to get them back in, and we can't wait to have them at Gateshead. And that's like something that we're trying to keep in our heads. That vision of if we walk out and we have that first game where all the supporters are back in and we're all back together, and as a group, they're the most important people within the club, because without them there isn't a club. So as a group of supporters, as players, as staff, we all push the club forward, and the community really, and everything about it.
Very much so. It's a very good answer on which to finish things. Thank you, Ian, very much.
No, perfect.
Summing things up. We'll be back soon. Thank you very much for watching, and how are the heat?